But if you close your eyes,
hey guys, welcome to an interesting video by Maximus. Today we're back with more Injustice Gods Among Us again. And today I've got a pretty exciting video for you guys because I've just obtained a copy of The Merciless a couple of days ago. So we're going to be taking a little look at him after we go through some updates. So we have the Blackest Night Batman challenge in challenge mode currently. We also have the Flashpoint Deathstroke multiplayer season back again, and we also have the 4th World Gear set in survival mode, as you guys just seen. And I have my Flashpoint Aquaman at Elite 10. My Flashpoint Deathstroke, unfortunately, is at Elite 4. So yeah, I can't really have a Flashpoint team yet, but what I do have is a copy of The Merciless. So in case you guys were wondering how I got my hands on him, I actually was playing Phantom Zone, and after I completed the Elite 1 5 times, I actually did get a copy of him from the Phantom Zone portal, I believe it's called, and I couldn't really believe it. And yeah, the thumbnail of this video is that so-called pack. It's not really a pack, but it's the portal opening got The Merciless, and I would say that's pretty lucky because I have been reading the forums, and a lot of people have said that they got a lot of terrible cards like gold pack cards. I've heard of reports of people getting bronze cards. Of course, there are also a couple of people who got characters like The Merciless and the Batman Who Laughs, so I guess I'm one of those very lucky few. But honestly, when I take a look at him, as we are going to do so now, it is not too exciting. I have seen the Batman Who Laughs and what he does, and I'm way more excited about the Batman Who Laughs than the Merciless. But yeah, so we're going to go through some things really quickly. So firstly, they claim that this is an evil version of Batman, much like the Batman Who Laughs, but this really is a reskin of Ares, just like how the Batman Who Laughs is actually a reskin of the Joker. Personally, I don't really mind it. I mean, we didn't really have an Ares skin. Insurgency Ares was never released. I think he became Boss Ares in Breakthrough mode, so we finally have another playable version of Ares, so that's pretty cool. And next, to upgrade his specials, you do need the Valorium alloy, which I have that amount of, and I believe that it scales up really quickly as you upgrade your abilities, and I will not be upgrading any of his abilities for now until I obtain more information. We have a new evolve button, which I'm not sure what it does as of now. I believe it is increasing the strength of his passive or something, but I'm not too sure about that. We'll have to see later on, I guess. So I do also know that to promote male characters, you need more than one copy. So to promote him to Elite 1, you need a copy, but to Elite like 2 and 3, you need more than a copy, which really sucks because getting one copy is really, really difficult. I mean, we have a 3.5% chance of getting him from the male pack. Of course, with the airplane mode glitch, you could make it 100% of the time, but to get the necessary nth mel to do that, you need to go through Phantom Zone twice, because one round of Phantom Zone got me 215 nth mel, so so that would mean 2 runs. Although I have found a way to reset the Phantom Zone crystals, which I could quickly share with you guys now, which is to complete Phantom Zone and get a crystal, and then log out of your account, log into a different account, and log back into your account, much like how you do the airplane mode glitch, basically. So you could do that and reset Phantom Zone so you could keep on playing it to get more nth mel, but still the grind is pretty terrible. So I don't know if anyone would want to do that, but we would need, I believe, based on information, 44 copies of this card to get him to Elite 7, which is his limit. I don't believe he can be broken through. So that is still a ton, and that's going to take years, probably, of effort. But anyways, let's just take a look at him. And so basically this is Metal The Merciless. So his passive is known as Strength of War. So once the Merciless lands 10 consecutive hits in a row without being hit, his next special will be unblockable. The Merciless and his teammates gain 5% armor on tagging. Evolve for every dark power bar used, the Merciless and his teammates gain 5% armor. So Dark Power is another mechanic of the two new Metal characters, which is something like a second power bar. Not completely sure how that works either, but I do believe it allows you to use Dark Power instead of actual power to activate your special, so therefore giving you effectively more power. But honestly, besides his Dark Power ability, I find his passive really underwhelming, especially for such a hard to obtain character. So let's face the facts that landing 12 hits consecutively without being hit is not easy, especially considering his combo doesn't chain very well. His light combo doesn't chain very well, and his heavy combo can chain, but it requires pretty good timing. And for doing 12 hits of that, you need to do 4 heavy combos, which seems like a pretty uphill task. And even if you do manage to do it, all you get is an unblockable special, which I think that if we are able to find the gap between our opponent's combo, we can already get a special unblock. So I think that the first part of his passive to me is nearly completely useless. So I'm not too impressed with the first part. Second part of his passive is him and his teammates gain 5% armor on tagging. Now this reminds me of One Killer Croc, as I'm sure a lot of you guys also thought of that. But there are a lot of similarities to Killer Croc, but I think that Killer Croc's armor for himself is a lot more effective than the Merciless, although the Merciless's passive does apply to the entire team, so I guess we can give him some leeway there. But Killer Croc does gain a lot more armor compared to the Merciless. Although the Merciless does activate his passive for the entire team, and Dark Power use also will activate it for the team. But I'm gonna go into a simple fight where their stats are similar to ours, and we can test them out. Alright, so I'm just gonna put him in. I'm actually gonna swap Batman and Flash's position because I don't want to have to keep tapping Batman's passive, but yeah, let's find a suitable fight. This is a little bit too easy. Let's go to... that may be a bit too hard. Let's go to Battle 39 and let's see how it goes. So we're just gonna tag him in and just see what he's made. Let's give him some gear. So I'm thinking Astro Harness so that he can get a few more hits in without actually being hit. And maybe some block breaking gear to give him a higher chance of breaking the opponent's block so that they will not retaliate against us. I'm thinking of Killer Croc's gear, which is over here. Yes, and let's throw on Blade of the War God. Alright, so let's enter the fight and let's see how he does. So he does have a 2-hit combo ender, I will point out. So there is his basic combo. That's 5 hits, I believe. I believe we just got hit, but yeah. So we did get off a stun. Oh, so I believe that is... does it block break? Yes, it does. Alright, so we did manage to get off 12 hits consecutively. So I believe that that hit did not count, as in that hit that Nightwing did on us, it did not count because we did manage to get off the passive, but that's pretty cool. So that's how the block breaking passive works. And as you guys will observe just now and now when I tag him in, he does get that ever so little bit of armor. So there is his light combo with the 2-hit combo ender. And we did get off the stun. The stun is turning out to be really okay, so that was not really part of the plan, but... yep. Trying to rush to get in my hits, so... not too successful there. So now we have 5 hits in him. Now I'm going to test if, when tagging back in, the counter does continue. So I'm going to tag him back in. So we are at 5 just now, and this should bring us to 10. And, alright, we did get hit, so that's unfortunate. Alright, so let's get off his super move, which is the same as Ares' super move, because he is so-called a reskin of Ares. And we'll check out his special 2 just a little bit later. But yeah, for now, at his base level, he does not have any dark power for me to show off. So until I get more copies of him, I will not really be able to show off his dark power. So that's unfortunate. Alright, so let's jump into the next fight. And get off his special 2. Alright. So there is a stun. So this should bring us... That should have brought us to 12 consecutive hits, but I'm not sure why it did not. But regardless, we're going to get off his special 2, Decimate. So it's a rapid tap in the circle, and another rapid tap in the circle. Alright, so there we go. I'm not really sure what that red glow is. Does that mean that his passive is active? I don't think so. I did believe they had a different animation for that. But regardless, let's get off the Decimate again and hopefully knock out Sinestro. Probably not. Yep, unfortunately not. Unrelenting Fury connects. Excuse me, it is blocked. But we do knock out Sinestro for the victory. And yeah, there's really not much to show off because I do not have him at enough promotions to get dark power, so that's really unfortunate. But there is the basic first look of the Merciless. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and goodbye.